I don't know what's going on internally with the Clippers, but I think it's time that we had that discussion about James Harden.
I've said the
And
problem though. The problem isn't James. It's not James. The problem is let me start by saying Mason Plumlee is out for 6 weeks. Mason Plumlee's out for 6 weeks, and I'm not saying it like Mason Plumlee is like this really important player, but
it sure don't
he
sound like what you're saying, but go ahead.
no, but he leaves the Clippers with they leave the Clippers with one center with Zubac, and Zubac being the only center. Now they're playing the Diabate dude, the young African player, and he's not ready. But he has to play because Mason Plumlee is out for 6 weeks. So I said it. The Clippers are going to have to get Dwight Howard. That's what they need. They're too thin. They're too small up front. They got to get this dude.
This nigga Kevin is a Dwight Howard advocate.
Hey man, they're gonna have to get him. And when they get him, look, it's simple. If this is how the conversation should go. I will tell you how the conversation should go.
Oh, hopefully not like the text message exchange that you were focused on.
No,
last
man,
time we were on this
guy. No, this is what Ballmer should say, man. Ballmer's like, look, man, Dwight, who are you? Like, we know who James Harden is. James Harden, we know this nigga goes to the strip club. We know that he may have moments where he doesn't work hard. But when the lights come on, we know that James Harden is a gamer. And we know this guy, and all of this stuff that we know, we still want this guy because we feel that this guy gives us a great chance to win. We're trying to win. So Dwight Howard, who are you? Tell us who you are. And if Dwight Howard goes in and says, yeah, I'm bisexual, or I'm gay, or I like men. If he's saying who he is, he's like, okay, look, we can work with you, Dwight, but just tell us who you are. If we know
I'm thinking Kev talking about tell us who you are. Like, are you gonna be like a rebound?
No.
What? That's nigga. This is the epitome of WTF.
No, listen.
Fuck?
Because I'm listen. Because I'm
like, are you gonna come in here give us?
Me too. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, oh man, I can't.
No.
You know, I know I'm not the player I used to be, but I can still rebound. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, man?
Listen, we know he's gonna.
Hey man, I know he. Do you hear this shit?
I'm telling you, we know he's gonna say all this stuff because you're gonna say all the right things to get a job. But at the end of the day, who are you? Tell us who you are. And if you lie about who you are, then look, man, I can't trust you because you're lying about who you are. That's why he can't get a job now because he won't tell the NBA execs who he really is. Everybody else, you know who they are. You know what they are. You know what they do. You know, man, please, man. You know what these guys. You know who these guys are. You know their ups. You know their downs. You know their shortcomings. You know these things, and you choose to employ them. But you know them. You gotta know them. And guess what? They're like, man, we don't know this guy. Like this guy was saying. Listen, this guy was saying he was.
Like 10 minutes in, Kevin already went off the rails. What are you talking about, Kev?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Hold on, Kev.
My bad. Hey, man. I'm telling you. We gotta know. Who are you, dog? Who are you?
Wait.
Who are you?
Hey, I was trying to hold this shit, man.
I was waiting for him to bring it back.
Wait.
I said, okay, gonna turn the corner eventually.
Hey.
Who are you, man?
Yeah.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing. Like, okay, my nigga about to bring this shit back.
We need to know who you are. Yeah. And once he
if
tells
you don't tell us,
once he tells him who he is, that nigga will have a job.
Hey man,
like
hold on.
You like a little sugar in your cup.
Hey man,
Kevin,
all the way. Okay, so,
I don't know what the fuck that's all about, but
man,
okay, you think they need Dwight Howard?
They need Dwight Howard.
Okay, cool. I understand that part of it. So you
nigga Kevin damn near brought DP to tears.
He did, nigga. I was wiping the motherfuckers off before I got back. Like, let me get myself together, nigga. Let me get it together.
All you gotta do is say who he is, man.
Hey, well, look.
That's all we waiting on. Come on, Dwight. Say who you are.
Oh man, okay. So you said Harden ain't the problem. Who's that? What was that dude on the Bally's network? James Brian Damaris or something like that. The Mavericks announcer, where he went off.
Oh my gosh,
he kind of went horrible.
That was ether.
So I mean, did he drop his mic afterwards? I think he kind of
did.
He
did.
Too. Like
he did. He did drop the mic.
Listen, again, I've been on the. I man, he sound a little bit like me. I was telling y'all, karma is. I think the issue with the Clippers is like James Harden. He gonna carry that bad juju with him for the rest of his NBA career. Like wherever he goes, it's almost like the color purple. Until you do right by me, because if we go back, and I talked about this when I said that they gave the players too much power, and these are players that don't even deserve the power, players that haven't even earned the right to do the shit they doing right now in this league. The dudes that I believe should have the type of power that James Harden is wielding or has been wielding his entire career is LeBron, Steph, KD, and Giannis.
What about Jokic?
I mean, it's new. I mean, shit, that shit just happened last year. But if you want to throw him in there, that's fine. You can throw him in there. But what I'm saying is, it's a handful. It is a select few. But the league and the money that they're throwing around has been so crazy that you got dudes like James Harden, who ain't never won shit, calling shots, holding teams hostage. Like what he did to Houston is illegal in at least 15 countries. Like he held them hostage, bro. Not for real. For real. He held them hostage. I'm talking about you're asking them to bring in players that you're handpicking. And when the shit don't work, you tell them to ship those players off. And they acquiesced every single time. They bowed down to you every single time. And then when the shit didn't work out, when your master plan, not Houston, because you asked to put the play together. You asked to get Chris Paul over there. You asked to get Russell Westbrook, your childhood friend, over there. When all that shit didn't work, you told them niggas like, man, trade me. And if you don't, I'm coming into camp 70 pounds overweight.
Lou, I think, made a comment today about something like that, or in one of the interviews about Harden adjusting to their small ball system and him not not having a preseason to be in shape. And he kind of cited that as maybe being one of the issues, but he didn't. The look doesn't look like it did before, so he doesn't look like he's super out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Even Philly's players said he was practicing with them. Like Maxey was saying that he was practicing, he was in shape, and he was working out with them. It was just behind the scenes, whatever they had going on is what they had going on. But they said he was training and working out and stuff. So I don't know.
I mean, there'll be some growing pains, but I just think that James Harden is carrying a lot of baggage with him. More than KD. And, KD is one of the superstars that, to me, he has gotten a pass because he went to what many would consider one of the best basketball teams ever rode their coattails. I don't care what you want to call. Well, I don't care what you want to say. You could say he was the Finals MVP. He led the team. No, Steph was the leader, and we see that now. KD was just a hooper, one of the more skilled players on the team, but he wasn't a leader. He rode the coattails of Golden State to a couple of championships. He left.
We talked about this before.
Hold on.
And I'm gonna say I don't know if he rode the coattails. If you want to say Steph was the leader, that's cool. But that don't okay. Say Steph was the leader. That don't mean that Durant was riding coattails though. You could be a leader. You could be a leader, but niggas be hooping and putting in work still. Like
I don't mean literally. I'm talking figuratively. But what I'm saying is that if let's say I'm trying to think of an example. That bad boy Pistons teams of the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Jordan can't beat him. They whooping his ass every year. Implemented the Jordan rules. We gonna fuck his ass up every time he come to the basket. Anytime he leaves in the air, every time he gets up in the air, we knocking his ass down. Jordan can't beat him. He's great as an individual, but he can't beat that team. He goes and joins that team. It doesn't take away from Jordan's greatness, but I can't beat them, so I'm going to join them. An already ready-made championship team that is going to compete for a championship with or without you. Like, even though Jordan would go to that team and become the best player on that team, nigga, you rode somebody's coattail to get there because you couldn't build your own shit in-house. You had to go and join a ready-made team, and that's what KD did. And that will never be. I will never accept anything other than that as his championship window, right? Because without Golden State, KD ain't shit.
So let me ask you: do you take away Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett? Do you put an asterisk next to their championship?
No.
Why not? I mean, they joined as well. They joined forces with Paul Pierce.
Because Paul Pierce was not a championship. He was not on a championship team, right? He didn't come off of a 73-9 season and go to 7 games in the finals. He was on a middling Boston team that brought together 2 other guys. And if we're being frank, they were lucky. Boston got lucky and won 1 championship.
Bynum was hurt, yeah.
Because no, it wasn't even Bynum. It was Gasol came at the trade deadline.
But Bynum was hurt. I'm saying Bynum was hurt, so they couldn't play that. They couldn't play the big or small ball the way that they played afterwards. Bynum was hurt.
But what I'm saying is, Kev, is that also Gasol didn't have enough time to really learn that system, right? Yeah. So when we blew through the West, the Lakers, that is, blew through the West, and when they went and saw Boston was just a better team. They had been together the entire season. They were a really good team, even though they were older. They were a really good team. And that was their Lakers. They had it not. Go ahead.
And the Lakers blew that game 3. That also. That 25.
That's the one where Paul Pierce had to take a shit, so he went and
No. That was one at Staples. Paul Pierce did that at Boston in Boston.
Paul Pierce pulled the Willis Reed, the Willis sheet.
Like that nigga Dave Chappelle. You know Paul Pierce shit himself, right?
Oh man.
But yeah, no. That 25 point collapse.
Yeah, he shit himself. What the fuck is this on the ball, man?
Paul Pierce didn't join a ready-made championship team, right? He got together similar to what they did in Miami, and there's nothing wrong with that. What KD did was try and hop onto a 73-9 team that, by what I would say pure luck of, just bad luck, right? Draymond Green gets the technical or the flagrant or whatever they want to call it. He gets suspended a game that they probably would have closed Cleveland out in. It creates a whole new series. And it was a loophole like, hey, Golden State loses. If they win that championship, coming off a 73-9 season, we never see KD in Golden State. It would never happen. They would be too arrogant. They would be too confident in the team that they had. Because deep down, remember what happened. Remember all the talk inside the locker room.
Before you start saying that, everything was like, okay. Now you're speaking against your point because they lost. They wanted to bring him in for what? Because he was the X factor they thought they needed. Yes. Because now that sounds like you're not right. That's not a riding the coattail story. Up to that point, I'm like, okay, Bong, yeah. Listen, but then I'm like,
hear me out. It's like, for me, it's a win-win for me. Like, I feel confident in being able to beat the field. But if I bring in this guy, I will scorch earth. Like, there will literally be no man left, no woman, no child. We will make sure that anything that breathes and walks in the NBA must bow down to Golden State. And that's what they did. LeBron came in there at the peak of his powers. LeBron was still what we would consider being like on the back end of his prime, right? His prime was in Miami. But when he came back to Cleveland,
he was Thanos.
On the back end would Golden State have beat them niggas without Durant?
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Absolutely, no. They didn't.
No.
Bro,
no.
Would they have beat them niggas without Durant?
No. I'm telling you, no.
But what changed? What changed between the 73-9 season and the following season? Like the 73-9 season, if y'all want to play woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Would they have? I believe if Draymond Green doesn't get suspended for the flagrant foul,
you were already playing woulda, coulda, shoulda when you said if Draymond Green had not been suspended. That was a woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Right. All right. So I have a compare. I'll give you one. Right. So
and I promise you guys, we're going to bring this back to James Harden at some point in time.
It all started when Kevin wanted to talk about who Dwight Howard really was. Now,
go figure.
Boston won in 2008, correct? 2008. In 2008,
I don't know, Kevin Nigajowski. Tell us. You got all the stats.
In 2008, when they won, they beat the Lakers. The Lakers did not have Andrew Bynum. They had Lamar Odom. Gasol had just got there. But, yeah, Andrew Bynum was out with a knee injury. Andrew Bynum returned the next year, and the Lakers won the championship. However, that next year, Kevin Garnett was hurt for Boston, so they didn't get the rematch, right? The Lakers played the Orlando Magic.
Yes. And your boy.
Yeah, they played Orlando. Dwight. Yeah. And so the following season,
keep it moving.
The following season, when Garnett was back, one of the things that Doc Rivers had said, and it was, just publicly, was he had never lost a playoff series with his starting five. And so this particular year in 2010, they had their starting five. Their starting five played the Lakers when the Lakers had Bynum, when they had Odom, when they had Gasol. That was always the conversation, the what if. If the Lakers had Bynum, would they have beat Boston? Well, they played Boston 2 years later. They had Bynum, and the Lakers won in a 7-game series. So in bringing it back to Golden State and Cleveland, it would have been the same thing. They would have had a superb record. they would have played. Draymond wouldn't have been suspended. They would have had their guys, and with having their team, Cleveland having their team, Cleveland would have still beat them. It sounds so much better in my head.
Based on based on what the Lakers. Hold on, man. What?
It sounds so much better in my head. But this is what we got though. So Cleveland would have beat them if they played another 7-game series with both of them having the same teams. Cleveland would have won.
All that to say, like, hey man, KD, you did your thing with Golden State. What we have not seen is KD be successful in the playoffs without Golden State, right?
You know, there was something I didn't preface my argument with. The first year, and that's what I should have started with this. The first year when Cleveland lost to Golden State, Kyrie Irving was hurt, right? Then another time they played, Kevin Love. Oh no, in that same year, Kevin Love was hurt. So LeBron did not have all his guys. So the first time he had all his guys and Golden State had all their guys, Cleveland won the series. That's why I'm saying that. That's where the argument takes place. And I referenced the Lakers and talked about the Lakers. That's supporting it. So if we did this in rewind, it would kind of support what I'm saying right now. When both teams were at full strength, Cleveland won. When Cleveland was not at full strength, Golden State won. Right. So if there's no Durant, they're back at full. Huh?
Draymond Green gave Cleveland life, you know, and now that he's like one of Bron's disciples and business partners, maybe it all makes sense, right? Draymond Green was ultimately playing for the other side the whole time, but that's neither here nor there. Bringing it back to James Harden, I just feel like right now it's a karma thing. Like these guys that are team jumping and I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to build a super team, and I'm going to hold the team hostage. They're not winning. Like, look at all the teams that have been winning recently, right? Golden State, that was homemade. Milwaukee, homemade. Denver, homemade. Like, all these dudes is building these so-called super teams. That shit ain't even flying because it's like y'all playing AAU. Like, that shit has flash, but these teams that are building like these Euro leagues where it's like, okay, we're gonna groom guys within our system. Everybody knows what's expected, and then we're gonna bring guys in that fit our system, not just going like I was looking at some of the shit they used to put to, like the in these last couple of years they put together. What the fuck would possess Anthony Davis and LeBron James to call Westbrook to be the third member of the Big Three in LA? Like everybody in everybody in the free world was looking at these motherfuckers like, what? And then when it didn't work, it was like, who was surprised besides y'all? Like, y'all niggas really thought this bullshit was gonna work? Like, it's again, but that's where you have players having that don't know anything about front office business, that don't know anything about putting teams together and chemistry, trying to play quasi GM. LeBron James, willing and dealing. Oh, bring my man such and such in here. I'm gonna make him work. He's a clutch client.
Let me ask you something.
I mean, but he did it before. We sat down. What about all the times before when they were saying he was a quasi GM?
We sat down over Vino, and we worked it out between me, AD, and Russ, and we said that we're gonna all make some sacrifice to make it work.
Let me ask you
That's
something.
all it took?
Let me ask you something.
Niggas believe that?
When the Lakers had Westbrook,
how many lies I done told over wine, liquor? Like, niggas, you crazy?
When the Lakers had Westbrook, did they what shooters did they have around the Lakers when they had Westbrook with LeBron and AD?
The shooters that they should have got with that Westbrook money.
No, but I'm saying exactly. So they didn't have any shooters. So therein lied the problem. this is what I believe in looking at it. I believe that they wanted to bring Westbrook in to be the battery, to light a battery and be a battery for AD, and to get him going and to get him to play harder, just to ignite a fire. That's what I believe.
To be
Because
the
LeBron,
battery for AD?
yeah, to well, I should say to light a fire under AD, because Westbrook plays hard.
Westbrook plays hard, and he's a pace pusher.
He's
somebody who could take some of the pressure off of LeBron.
I
not
was
put a battery
no,
in AD.
I was going to get to that next.
What are we talking about?
I was going to get to that next.
Hold on, Kev. I'm gonna let you get. I'm gonna let you get to this, but I want to say this one thing. If you want to put a battery pack in AD, bring in somebody like Boogie Cousins. Like, bring in another big man that's gonna push his ass, or make him bring in another big man that's like somewhat of a star that can go out there and drop 20 a night and gonna make AD look at himself crazy when he realized that he got more talent than this guy. Go ahead, Kev.
So the second part was he was going to take pressure not pressure, but take the stress off of LeBron. So then LeBron wouldn't have to play as many minutes. You have Westbrook. Westbrook's pushing the pace. They have shooters. It looks great. Voila. We've got something. We got a championship contender. They didn't have shooters. So with them not having shooters, then that turned Westbrook into a spot-up shooter, and that's not Westbrook's game, catching and shooting. Westbrook doesn't do that. Even when, like, with the Clippers now, Westbrook looks good when he's an athlete.
He's
getting
a good
rebounds.
Fit. He's a good fit. He's a good fit for the Clippers.
And because the Clippers have shooters. They have guys that can shoot all around them. And that allows him to fly around, be an athlete. Now now there's no pressure for Russell Westbrook to hit jump shots. So he's able to shoot freer and more confident. And he's hitting them. He's a much better shooter with the Clippers right now than he was with the Lakers.
Okay.
Why?
So
because it's less pressure.
Okay, so I'm going to really bring the shit back to James Harden, because we keep talking about all the other players. So Westbrook is no longer a part of the Lakers. Mm-hmm. He is now with the Clippers. Mm-hmm. Now, he's a good fit. Is James Harden a good fit for the Clippers?
No.
Once they get a big.
Okay. Hey, what will that change for the current state of the Clippers, the current scheme they want to run and all that? Because when we were talking, it was they're going to do basically a 4-guard, 1 post, right? Mm-hmm. So by that, you're running Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Harden, and then Zubac, or whatever big you're saying needs to come in there and play. So how will those 4 work together? Because when I saw the first game Harden played, it was against the Knicks, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, and I'm sure it was a foreign situation for all of them, however you want to put it. But I mean, these niggas been playing basketball all their lives, but they were throwing the ball into Zubac and expecting him to make the right pass. Like, they were feeding it to him a lot and like had a lot of motion going on and expecting him to cut and all. I mean, to
make
pass it out, or like
come set the pick in the pick and roll. Yeah,
skip pass and make the decision to do this, all this. But sometimes he wasn't even catching the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like if you rely on that, if you have the 4-guard or 4-wing action or whatever, all of those guys could play like swing guard or whatever you want to say. They can handle the ball, they can move, they can shoot, they can create. All 4 of those dudes. How is it going to work though? Last time we were talking about the alpha in the room and who's the leader and all of this kind of stuff. Like somebody, the first thing I said to you, Kevin, when this shit happened was somebody got to take a back seat. We already know that Westbrook is willing to do that. You saw that with the way he went about his contract this year.
It shouldn't be him. It should be
okay.
Harden.
So thank you. So now we're looking at the three people: George, Kawhi, Harden, and you're saying out of those three, it's gonna have to be Harden.
It should be, but I'm saying Harden should take a back seat even into coming off the bench.
Okay.
And being a six man.
Even more. Okay.
Yes, because when he comes in off the bench in the second unit, now he can play more two man, where he's in more pick and roll situations because you don't have Kawhi and Paul George in the game.
And let's not go ahead.
If he's in the game with them, then he's no longer in that position. Now he's gonna have to play the corner and be more of a spot up shooter, like they do with Norman Powell.
Okay, so let's not also forget that Paul George took the back seat himself and said, "It's Kawhi's show." So he already out of the two of them was saying, "It's Kawhi's thing." Like, I'm just here. If I were to ask you who's the most talented player,
it's Paul George.
Okay, so while we're talking about back seats and all of this other kind of shit, should Paul George just be like, "Nigga, this is my shit"?
He's starting to do that more this year.
That's a spicy take.
He's starting to do that more this year, where he's taking the lead and being the guy.
But Ubang,
where he's the number one and Kawhi's the number two.
Ubang, earlier you spoke on the point of Harden saying he ain't a system player, he's the system. So if you got a nigga with that mindset, how is that going to fit into this situation where we like, well, shit, Paul George ought to be saying he's the man, and Harden is the one that needs to be the sixth man?
It won't. Try as they may, the professional athlete ego is very fragile, right? So this is a situation that we're talking about that you have to handle with kid gloves. A guy that's walking into a new situation and he's already telling you that he's not a system player, he's a system. Like, hold on, man. This your new crib, right? Like, it would behoove you to go peep the surroundings, find some new neighbors that you can depend on as friends, whatever, before you start proclaiming that you the head of the neighborhood watch. Like, it don't work like that. Like, but it just goes to show who the person that James Harden is, and also goes to show the era that we live in, where somebody can say that publicly and nobody bats an eye, even though it's an ego thing. And just go back in time with the whole coming off the bench thing. Remember, Carmelo Anthony famously said something to the effect of, "Yo, P, they talking about I gotta come off the bench." Like, nah, they ain't talking to me. I'm Carmelo Anthony. And it's like, bro, what if you did have to come off the bench? Would that be such a bad thing? Like, but the
and he brought his ass off the bench.
The professional athlete ego is very fragile, though. But all that being said, I think that over time, James Harden gets his feet wet. They'll get into a swing of things, but in the end, they're not a championship team. I don't see championship. I don't see them beating Denver. If Denver is the gold standard, if Denver is the bar by which we measure every other team in the NBA, the Clippers not there. So
I agree.
Like, you can go get Harden, you could go to Hardee's. You know what I'm saying? You could go to Hard Rock, but y'all still ain't beating the motherfucking Nuggets. Like it is what it is, and I'm happy. I for one am happy because I think it's basketball karma.
So,
James Harden,
oh,
until you do right by me, you feel me? KD, until you do right by me. Ben Simmons, until you do right by me. All these motherfuckers that's been jumping around, all that shit's gonna get watered down, man.
Everybody
fucking with.
jumps around in the league. Everybody jumps around in the league now.
So I want to say something to y'all.
James Harden more so, than some of the others over the recent years, yeah. But everybody moves teams now. That shit, nobody stays with a team. Like you said, the bad boy Pistons back in the day. Niggas ain't staying with the same team for 10 years.
So my thing
they don't do it. Unless you
players,
fucking the men like a Curry or some shit like that. Like, they're the anomaly. Golden State, they've kept the nucleus for a while, but like, nigga, name another team. Denver now has a squad where they got the core is staying together for the most part, but I can't think of nobody else.
Now I wanna touch on something. On that what you said. Come on, man. Or actually I said it. I said
coming off the D Howard shit.
Yes. Nah, man, come on, man.
That's super pause right
there. Come on, man. So we talked about the hierarchy, like who's the number one, who's the number two.
Shit.
Paul George tonight, 37 minutes. Kawhi Leonard, 36 minutes and 51 seconds. So right under 37 minutes.
So that tells you right. Well, that tells you right there. Those two motherfuckers, when healthy, y'all gonna be out there together.
Yeah. So okay. Russell, and I'm gonna start with the starting five. Zubac, 23 minutes. James Harden, 28 minutes. Russell Westbrook, 30 minutes. Then you had Norman Powell play 31 minutes, and Terrence Mann played 27 minutes. And then you had PJ Tucker, he played 13 minutes, and Diabate, he played 11 minutes and 30 seconds.
So again,
but in the hierarchy,
Leonard and George, they're moving pieces around y'all, but y'all two are the ones who gonna be out here.
Even with the shots, Kawhi Leonard 16, Paul George 16, Russell Westbrook 13, Norman Powell 13, James Harden 12.
And how many minutes did Harden play?
28.
28?
28, yes. So 2 minutes under Westbrook. So honestly, it's a thing of him making the sacrifice right now. It's gonna have to be him making the sacrifice. You're gonna see him play more with the second unit to do to play ISO ball or run pick and roll option. You will see that more.
Let's take Denver out the equation. Okay. We know it's the creme de la creme, the top of the top. Let's say there's a scenario where the Clippers can bypass Denver. Denver gets knocked off by somebody else. I don't know. Something happens, right? Denver's out the picture.
The Clippers can't beat four other teams.
Okay, thank you. That's okay. You
knew who are they?
I did.
Who are they?
Okay.
In a 7-game series, they can't beat the Lakers. They can't beat Phoenix. They can't beat Golden State. And let me look at some of the other teams in the West.
The Lakers. You think the Lakers? You think they can't beat the Lakers in the 7-game series?
In the 7-game series? No. So I won't.
Who do the Lakers have outside?
Four teams was counting Denver.
Let's start with the Lakers, nigga, because you said Lakers first. Let's start with the Lakers.
I did.
Who outside of LeBron and AD? And if you're gonna tell me Austin Reed,
no.
Okay, so you're not throwing him out there.
No, this is what I'm gonna tell you.
The Lakers need more They need more.
I'm gonna tell
They're
you
not,
at that point, it's committee. It's a
dog,
committee at that point.
don't sit up here and tell
It's a
me that you
committee.
think the Lakers will beat the Clippers right now in a 7-game series.
They will.
With the way the Lakers are currently constructed. No.
They right now, yes,
Right
they
now,
will.
no, they would not.
Okay.
They won't.
Didn't they play the other night?
Shout out to whoever Austin Reed is. Deep.
Whatever his name is, Austin Reeves or whatever the nigga's name is. What
Didn't they play last week?
What I said, Reed.
Didn't they play last week?
That's how you disrespect the nigga like that.
Oh, Austin Reed, right?
Kurt
Oh.
Cousins. Kurt Cousins.
Oh man,
Like,
Austin Reeves.
I think it was the Washington. The Washington. I don't know if they were the Commanders or the Redskins or whatever the fuck they were at the time. But Kirk Cousins was their quarterback, and I think either the president or the owner
was saying
got on the podium and called him.
Oh no!
Oh,
You want to see a nigga that don't respect you? Watch how you say your name.
hey, Reeves, Austin Reeves.
He called this nigga Jay Reed.
So Reeves,
Man,
y'all knew who
yeah.
the fuck I was talking about. But if you telling me Austin Reeves, but Kevin, you shook your head as soon as I was talking about Reeves. You was like, nah. So
No, because I'm saying they'll do it by committee. The role players are going to do it by committee. It's going to be any given night. It will be any given night for the role players, but LeBron James will be the best player on the floor. They'll win a 7-game series right now.
no,
I
Okay.
agree.
no,
Okay.
I agree.
no. I don't think so. I think they need more. So you telling me that the Lakers all of a sudden Westbrook is gone, so they have enough of the shooting around those two players now? They have enough shooting around AD and LeBron currently?
It's not just the shooting. I'm not.
What?
I'm not just.
Okay,
It's
they have to do that by committee too, right?
So
I'm asking you
No, but
because
I'm
you made a
telling
point
you.
about shooting earlier when Westbrook had to leave. So I'm asking you now: do the Lakers have enough shooting around AD and LeBron?
So
If
to
my
answer
boy
your
from
question,
Miami ever
yes.
get us,
To answer your
get a shot
question,
back.
yes.
I like him, Ubon.
To
I do.
answer your question, yes. But they do more than just shoot. They also play defense. They also rebound and they play hard.
Okay,
But yes, they have enough shooting.
and they have enough defenders on the wing. They have enough defenders on the perimeter, right? They have enough
Absolutely.
defenders
That's
on the
what it's
perimeter.
functional.
Okay, who do we have as your main defenders? If you had to tell me the two guys who will be guarding the wing spots.
You have Taurean Prince. You also have Cam Reddish, who's showing that he's a much better defender that people have given him credit for.
I like Cam Reddish. I'm talking about
Taurean Prince.
no. I like Cam Reddish, but I'm asking you
But you're saying defenders.
correct, and you're saying Cam Reddish is one of the guys who will be a defender.
Yeah, he's been guarding Durant.
Okay.
Yes. So he's had very good practice. Him and Taurean Prince.
I think Christian Wood can get out there.
On
Christian
the wing, I wouldn't say on the wing. On the perimeter.
And the only reason why I'm asking you the perimeter is because we ain't talking post when it comes to the Clippers, right? We not talking post.
Yeah.
The key with them is they're gonna have to make people play the way they want to play and not do the traditional, two bigs down there. That's just not how they gonna do.
But
you don't bring Harden in if you're gonna play a traditional style of basketball, right? You don't bring Harden in. You don't make that move. So I'm just saying you throwing out the whole your whole arsenal. We got everybody on the floor. and you say the Lakers will match up, if the Clippers make people play their game, the Lakers match up well with the Clippers?
What I'm saying is that the Lakers are, and let me throw a pause on there. They're gonna pound them inside. They're gonna beat them up on the glass, rebounding, and they're gonna get baskets. That's what
Pause, pause,
I
pause,
again.
pause.
I watched the.
He like
Excuse
multiple
me.
pauses.
I
Oh
watched
man, shit.
I watched the Clippers today against Memphis, and Memphis beat them up inside. They could not keep them off the glass, and that's gonna be their Achilles heel. That's why I
Put them on
said.
the glass.
That's why I
Put them on
said
the glass.
they have to get another center,
Okay.
someone that is a glass eater.
Yo,
Who's
the
the best
Clippers or the Lakers?
The Clippers, they need a glass eater. They need someone that is physical, that can defend, get rebounds. They're not gonna they don't need the ball offensively, but they're capable of scoring offensively. That's what they need. They're missing that one piece.
What are the Lakers missing?
Um, I actually think the Lakers just need more time to gel. I think they're pretty complete. I do.
Okay.
And they're missing consistent outside shooting. They brought guys in to be shooters, and these motherfuckers fall off every time they sign on the dotted line. It don't matter. You can go back. They brought it. They every time they bring in guys that are supposed to be shooters, they come to the Lakers and they lose their shots. You guys ever seen the that skit by what's my man name? Damn, I think his name is like Supreme something. But you know, he has a skit where he's like watching a dude at a workout, like, oh yeah, he do all this, dude, hitting them left hand, right hand, layup, mid range, 3-pointer. He said, okay, yeah, we're gonna love doing business with him. You know, shake the guy's agent's hand. He goes to the Lakers workout, and all of a sudden he can't use his right hand, his left hand, shooting the ball over the goal or whatever. Lakers looking at him, he's like, man, I swear, is that the same dude? Like, you know, he looking like, yo, like that's what the fuck be happening. Like, what happened to old boy from Miami that we signed? That was our big free agent pickup. Gabe
This year, Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean he's struggling, but I do like his game.
He stinks.
Yeah,
Nah,
I like his game.
He just needs some time.
I think his game will be.
I just think they need time.
Yeah,
they just need
well
time.
with him, yes, but I'm one of the guys that I think will actually help that they did re-sign is Vanderbilt, and he's out.
Have you seen Reddish the last few games? Reddish is getting better. Huh?
He's getting busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I just want
to go on record.
Hachimura is doing better too.
Hachimura is nice, man.
Yo, wait.
Hachimura is nice.
Yeah, I like his game. Go ahead.
Hachimura is cooking.
I like his game.
I called him Gabe Davis.
I was about to say this nigga Ubon pulled the Austin Reed. Gabe Vincent.
Wait, you called him Gabe Davis?
Yes.
Damn, we in another sport now. Damn.
Nah, man, but okay, so Lakers roster: LeBron James, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura. Who is this? Demoy Hodge? I don't even know who that is. Yeah. Maxwell Lewis, Cam Reddish.
Shout out to Maxwell Lewis. That's my guy. Maxwell Lewis. Yeah. Played for Dream Vision. Pepperdine. Yeah.
Colin Castleton. Alex Fudge. Austin Reeves. Jalen Hood Shafino. D'Angelo Russell. Max Christie. Anthony Davis.
Hey, man, listen. It don't have to sound sexy, man, when you say it, man. It's all right, man. It's efficient. It's effective. And
is it effective, nigga?
Yeah, it is. They just beat Phoenix the other night. Yes.
Nigga, what's their overall record so far this season?
Don't need to. I'm not
No,
worried about their record.
no, don't give me that shit when you gonna tell me they just beat Phoenix the other day.
They
then
just
don't tell me that.
They just gotta get in.
What's
That's
the
it.
overall
they
record? I'm
just
asking
gotta
you.
Get in.
Don't tell.
I believe they're 5-5.
Thank you, Ubang.
Just
don't tell me. Well, they beat Phoenix the other day, and then when I ask you what's their overall record, you're like, "Oh, that doesn't matter." Then it don't matter that they beat Phoenix the other day either, nigga. They're 5-5. So I mean, effectiveness. It is still early for everybody. But if I ask you about the Clippers, it looks like they stink, nigga. They are not effective right now. I'm just keeping it real.
They'll be playing in April. They'll be playing after the season is over.
Okay, well, let's say that, but I'm keeping it real right now.
So it doesn't matter what their record is right now. Both of them will be playing at the end of April.
It does matter what your record is, period. If I'm asking you, is it working right now? If I'm asking you, are the Clippers working right now? Why are we even having a discussion then? We shouldn't even talk until we're in April then, right? That's what you're telling me? We should shut the fuck up until April comes, then let's talk about basketball. That's not how it goes, nigga.
What I told you
was,
relax, man.
No, nigga, don't tell me to relax, homie.
Let me toss you a chill pill.
Don't tell me to relax.
Toss you a chill pill, man. Swallow that chill pill.
Man, I ain't swallowing shit, especially when you talking about it. Pause. You want to talk about Dwight Howard messages?
As I was saying was, the Clippers, they will be a better contender once they get a center that can rebound, play defense, and do all the dirty work. They need a guy like that. Until they do that, they are not contenders. The Lakers, as it is, their roster, the way it's constructed, I don't care that they're 5-5. They are contenders right now.
They just can't beat Denver. Reminds me of my football team. Niggas can't beat the 49ers. Anyway.
Yeah. In the mix, can't beat the 49ers. They're good, can't beat the 49ers.
Can they beat Philly?
No, they can't. I mean, they can beat Philly. They should have beat Philly the last game. 49ers got their number. Philly, not so much. They should have beat Philly. But that's another story. I mean, I don't know, man. Right now they both sitting at, I think the Clippers are are above the Lakers right now, the early snapshot of it or whatever, even though they both, to me, both of the teams are whatever right now. Like the Clippers, they got to figure it out. Like they got too much talent to not do something, but they got to figure it out, number one, and then force people to play the way that they want to play. And all I'm saying to y'all is if they forced the Lakers to throw out, like, hey, y'all got to match up with us. Because if you don't, we cooking. And if they force the Lakers to throw out the people to match up with them, if you think they have enough defensive, I don't know.
That speaks to coaching. That speaks to coaching then.
I mean,
right. But I'm saying Ubang, and with that being said, let's say Lou maneuvers it, and then it's like, bam, now do you have the piece? I'm saying, do the Lakers have the pieces as they stand?
So let's look at the standings, right? Because you mentioned the standings. Everybody's played close to 10 games, right? The Lakers are the 8th seed at 5-5. Phoenix is the 9th seed at 4-6. The Clippers are the 11th seed at 3-6. Teams in front of them, you got the Timberwolves 7-2. I think that they're going to be a playoff team, but you have the Rockets that are 6-3. The Rockets ain't going to the playoffs this year, man. So it's still early. So this is why I say you can't get wrapped up in the standings right now. The Thunder are 6-4. They're the 5 seed. I don't think the Thunder are a better team than Phoenix, the Lakers, or the Clippers.
Let me say something to you. I asked you, were they effective? And all I did was ask, what's their overall record? You told me that the record doesn't matter. I'm just asking the effectiveness of the team. I asked what was the record. And it does matter in the snapshot of every conversation you're talking about. If a nigga loses 4 games in a row, are you going to start saying that doesn't matter? You're going to talk about it. Like you can't talk about it one way and then try to prove a point and say it the other way.
I'm going to tell you, it depends on when they lose the 4 in a row. It depends on when they lose it. Okay. Right now the Clippers have lost 5 in a row.
Right. So it's a problem. You would say like, nigga, y'all niggas brought Harden over. Y'all done lost 5 games in a row.
This is what I'm saying. I'm looking at it saying it's early. This is not alarming right now. It's early. They still have their backup center that's hurt. So, you know what? Again, what I keep saying, they need a center. If they go out and get a center and then Mason Plumlee is healthy and we get to February or March and then they're losing 5 in a row or 6 in a row, then I'm saying, yes, this is alarming.
But it would still be early.
It's early in the season.
It would still be early even if the backup center wasn't hurt.
You talking about?
But the point is, if a nigga goes on a losing skid, it's something that will be talked about. That's all I'm saying to you is like, you can't. If I start asking you, well, damn, what's going on with them now, or are they effective? Like, nigga, you the one who wanted to talk about the Harden shit. So we talking about it now. It's like, nigga, it's early. If that's the answer to everything, then nigga, don't ask me nothing about Harden until we close to April. I don't even want to hear shit. Let's wait until we close to April.
Y'all can ask me about Harden now. Y'all can ask me about Harden later.
And you gonna have something to say about it, right?
Let's circle back to Harden in April.
Until they have the center. I'm not putting pieces in there. Like, look, man, the Clippers, if Harden was supposed to be an upgrade to what you currently have, I think you gave up a lot to get Harden in return. And maybe you're bringing him in to be a third best player, which I think that's a role that probably suits him. But is he willing to do that?
Yeah, and I mean, even with that, Kevin, earlier you said Harden needs to take the back seat and come off the bench. What the fuck would you bring him up? Like, why would you even make the move then? It's like, nigga, you already had KJ Martin and who else did they give up in the trade?
Robert Covington,
Batum.
Batum.
These are all
and Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris. Those are all guys who have some versatility, who will play hard, and you can bring them off the bench. You're asking Harden to have versatility, play hard, and come off the bench. You already had 4 niggas you gave away that can do that. And you still have Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, the 3 niggas that you saying should go ahead of him.
I think that they were looking at this is what I would say when the trade first happened, I was looking at it as maybe Westbrook should be the guy to take the back seat. That's how I was looking at it when the trade first happened. But as I'm looking at them play together and I'm seeing how they mesh, I'm saying, oh, yeah, they need to go into a different direction. And that is they need to bring James Harden off the bench. That's after seeing how it looks. And I think that's the mark of good coaching. You could envision something one way, but at some point you have to adapt and do what's best for the team. And I think that having him sacrifice would be what's best for the team.
And I mean, we also were talking about just games in general because we were talking about your son, Kevin Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, the season don't wait for nobody. You got games every other day. You playing 3-4 times a week sometimes. So it'll be another 5 games that have gone by the time we decide to talk about this again. And it, you gotta figure this shit out. At some point, you can't just sit and be like, man, we good. We got all these niggas. This shit gonna come together. Ain't that what Brooklyn was saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it can't continue to be the same old story like everywhere and every time teams like this are made. Like, niggas gotta start hooping.
Two peas in a bong.
Early, late, middle. Like, nigga, what are we here for? Like, you gotta hoop.
2 peas and a bong. Two peas and a bong. 2 peas.
Two peas in a bong.